For this, I'm going to use DejaVu to transpose the location of two cards. Let me show you what I mean. Just go ahead and say stop. Just go ahead and say stop. So card number 1, the 6 of spades. Now it doesn't matter what the card is, but where the card is. In this case, between the 2 red aces. And that's all you have to remember, is that sandwich between the 2 red aces is the 6 of spades. I'll leave those on the table. So let's try that again. Just go ahead and say stop. So card number 1, the 6 of spades. Now it doesn't matter what the card is, but where the card is. In this case, sandwiched between the 2 red aces. Card number 1, the 6 of spades. Now if this really did just happen, then that must mean down here, between the 2 black aces, is card number 2, the Queen of Clubs. For this effect, you need the 4 aces. The setup is like this. Red ace is on top, the other red ace is on bottom. You're ready to go. For the first selection, I dribble the cards. When a spectator calls stop, I push over the top card, and I'm going to clip that card between my right middle finger and index finger. Now notice the middle finger is on top. What I'm going to do is revolve this card 180 degrees around by moving the fingers around each other, just like that. So basically my index finger just comes up above the middle finger while clipping the card. Now as I do that, my right hand rotates palm up, turning that card face down again. I clip it between my thumb and the deck of the left hand, and I'm going to use my fingers to flip that card over once again, face up, outjogged. When it's here, I dribble the remaining cards on top. So you have the first selection outjogged in the center, a red ace on top, and a red ace on bottom. For the first production, I use my right middle finger and thumb to pinch the top and bottom cards of the deck and slide them forward. Now I'm only sliding the top and bottom cards. The other cards remain in the palm, in dealer's grip. So I slide the bottom one forward, the top one forward. When they get here, when they're flush with the outjogged selection, pinch all the cards together and continue pulling them out and turn them face up, end for end, and spread to show the first sandwich of their selection. Now you can upjog this selection like so, or I usually just use my index finger to slide it forward, just by doing that. It's a nice little subtlety. It also provides misdirection to get a pinky count or a pinky break beneath the top 2 cards with a pinky count. So there's 1, 2. Now I hold a deep break because in a minute I'm going to do Chris Kenner's 4-for-4 switch. Now I should also note, I'll come back to this original sandwich, that this is a Bill Goodwin idea. So done at speed, it looks like this. So you're here, you get a pinky break beneath the top 2 aces, you show their selection, and you're going to do Chris Kenner's 4-for-4 switch. Now when you do the switch, it's important that these cards are flush. There's 3 cards on top of the deuce, or the selection, and you want them to be flush. If they're not flush, you're going to reveal that it's not in fact a sandwich anymore. You've done something fishy. So let's do that again. You have a break. Now I leave the bottom ace a little forward from the top ace. This just provides additional cover when you do the 4-for-4 switch from the front. So these cards come over. The bottom ace is aligned with the thumb, like so. From underneath, you lever those 2 cards, the 2 aces up, just slightly, just about an inch and a half, as these cards get inserted beneath those 2 cards. Now notice I maintain a break beneath the top 2 black aces by sticking these aces underneath the pinky. So let me do that again. So you're here. You stick these beneath the pinky, like so, making sure these cards are flush. So now I'm going to push the 2 all the way in as I pick up the top 2 cards. the top two black aces. Now you want them to think that you're just squaring the sandwich and setting it on the table, when in fact the sandwich is on top. You've just switched it out for the two black aces. But have these squared on the table. As you say, I'll get back to those in a minute. For selection number 2, I do the same thing. Dribble the cards, spectator calls stop. I do this spin action, dribble the remaining of the cards. Now you want to make sure not to expose this face-up selection, so when I get down to a few cards, I'll just set those on top. And then I get a break beneath the top 3 cards. Usually I'll just riffle up until I fill 3. It's 1, 2, 3. Or you can pick up. It's up to you. However you want, you need a break beneath the top 3 cards. Strip out selection 2. It goes on top. What you're going to do now is Hiro Sakai's duck change. For this, you need to grip the top 4 cards. It's usually done with 2, but it works just as well with 4. So your thumb is at the rear, middle finger at the front. Now you hold the card just right of center. Center would be here. For the duck change, you need to hold the cards here, just slightly to the right of center. It's also important that your middle finger is not deep over the edge, just slightly at the edge, just barely holding. It should feel like it's going to fall off at any moment. And actually, with a little pressure of the thumb, which is how this change works, it will fall off. It will spring off the middle finger. Your index finger just curls on top. These other 2 fingers are out of the way. I usually curl them in. So to do this, you need to angle the cards about 45 degrees from the deck. If you hold them flush, they're not going to turn over. They're just going to land face up the way they were. So hold the cards at about a 45-degree angle and let go, and they'll turn face up. Once I do the change, I immediately spread to show the 2 red aces with 1 card between them, which is in fact the original sandwich of selection number 1. So again, perform the duck change, spread, up-jog the card. As I up-jog the card and throw this on the table, I'm getting a break beneath the top card, which is actually selection number 2. So you get a break, you scoop up the black aces, still maintaining the break, which is now beneath the top 3 cards. Now you need to show this as a sandwich, but you can't just spread because the selection's on bottom. So what I do is I peel off the top ace. At the same time, my finger, my ring finger and middle finger hold back the bottom card, the selection, as I pull out the second ace and immediately take it to the bottom and out-jog the selection, like so. Now I show that this is actually selection number 2. I throw that to the table, turn this one over. This is selection number 1. And the 2 sandwiches have switched places. And that's DejaVu. Thank you.